800. What was it, Sarah? We wrote it down.
800-722-9550.
We should call that number and see what it is. But it's a free Justina. I didn't actually hear the sound of the audio. I just look up, and it says, "Why is this happening?" Because her parents disagreed with Boston Children's Hospital, and so it's a number where you can call and help free Justina. And I will tell you that she is. There is a lot of progress being made on this. I think because of you, because of this audience, I think she's going to be freed. But I will tell you this. There's grave concern about what is happening. There's another story on the Blaze today about another family, this one in Alaska, who has just had their son declared a ward of the state. And the Alaska family is saying they're living in an absolute nightmare. Mom said, "I cry every day. I cry every night. It is a nightmare." We'll get into this story a little bit later on in the program, but this is not just happening.
No, it seems to be sweeping the country.
And well, it is the state. This and education. The state is saying you don't have a right over your kid. And it started really in schools where, the kids were told, you can have trip to the abortion center and go to Planned Parenthood and get whatever you want, and you don't have to tell mom and dad, you just tell us. It started there. And so they took control of your kids and your kids' bodies and everything else and said that you are a secondary fiddle. Up in, is it Rochester? I think it's Rochester. Rob Petrie and his wife, they were telling me that at their school with their kids, you can't opt out of certain things now. In kindergarten, they're having this, kind of sex ed thing for kindergartners.
And you can't opt out of it?
You cannot opt out. The state requires it. You cannot opt out.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and they said, well, then, my kid's going to be sick. And they said, well, they can be sick, but when they come back, there'll be a special class for him. Excuse me?
Taking my kid out of school?
And you know what? If you do that, I can guarantee you the state will then look at you and say, something's wrong with that family.
Yeah, send CPS.
Yeah. Guarantee that will happen. You know what? Eric Schmidt it says in his book, he's not going to probably say this on the air, but in his book, I urge you to read that book. In his book, he says, look, you're going to be able to opt out of all of these things. You'll be able to opt out of all the Google things and all the tracking things and everything else. But governments around the world will then look at you and say, why are they opting out?
He did admit that in the book?
Yeah, he did. Why are they opting out? And that will make you a target of snooping because they will say they're hiding something.
Wow.
That's in the book.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in the new Google book. Why are you opting out? You're a target. Nobody is reading this stuff. I swear to you. They did 300 interviews with people and they told me I was the only journalist they felt had actually read it. Imagine that. You're getting a book from the Google guys talking about what the future is. It has all that kind of stuff in it and nobody read the damn book. They're just like, hey, tell me about Google cars. They're going to drive themselves, huh? Wait a minute. Can you go over you're not going to be able to opt out without coming under sususpicion?